Hello and happy Saturday, everyone. This is Tasia from Chiron Divine Readings, and this weekend I have a pick a card weekend remedy video for you. I feel like it's been a while since I've done one of these, so here we are, and I hope that you get some very interesting messages in terms of how you can best take care of yourself this weekend. So as always, let's start by taking a deep breath, following along with me. So inhale. Now exhale. All right, now that we have a clear mind, why don't you go ahead and select the pile that seems to be calling to you the most. So is it pile number 1 over here, pile number 2 right there, or is it pile number 3 over here? And then if you look down in the description box, you will see the timestamp for your reading, okay? And I will see you over there. Okay, pile number 1, this is your reading. So we will start with our self-care cards over here. So let's see what is being recommended. So we have abundance planning. All right, interesting. And we have family. This is a very interesting combination. So with these two cards, I'm feeling a sense of like needing to do some like family budgeting right now. That may be something that is of significance. Perhaps there are family trips coming up that you're trying to plan for. I know as we get closer to the holidays, like now is definitely a time where, you may be trying to figure out plans for Thanksgiving or for Christmas if you're here in the States, or just any other holidays that are coming up. Like I feel like we just have a slew of holidays between now and the end of the year. And so for many of you, you may be planning or trying to plan some family trips, or maybe you haven't been planning and this is Spirit's way of saying, hey, let's go ahead and get started on this, just sort of giving you that nudge. Either way, I definitely feel like there is a strong connection here of like, needing to, again, it could be planning an actual trip, or it could be just setting aside funds to do something meaningful with your family. So let's say if going to a museum as like a family outing, or even doing like a little day trip with the family, like that's something that needs your attention at this time. Okay, interesting. I've never gotten this combination before, so that's why I'm really intrigued by it, and definitely feeling the need to just sort of sit down and like figure things out, like, okay, how much money do I need to put aside for these things, or how much is this going to cost me? Like really being as descriptive and detailed as possible in terms of like what money needs to be allocated towards which activities or what mode of transportation, wherever the situation may be. But either way, Spirit is saying, set aside some time to just get this all figured out so that it's one less thing that you have to worry about. Okay, pile number 1. All right, so what is your journal prompt or reflection prompt, however you decide to use this? So we have 2 questions here. So what is one meal your parents or grandparents made that you wish you knew how to make? I feel like I can't make this up, right? Like I'm shuffling and these are the cards that fly out when I'm shuffling for each pile. And so the fact that family came up and it's asking about parents and grandparents in this prompt, is reaffirming to me that, there's definitely a need to connect with family, a need to see family at this time. And so seeing whatever you can do to make that happen would behoove you this weekend, okay? But either way, so what is one meal your parents or grandparents made that you wish you knew how to make? And so perhaps if you do decide to create make some plans to go home for one of the many holidays we have coming up, perhaps there's your opportunity to maybe learn the recipe to this meal. That's just a side thought there. Okay, the other prompt is, what family tradition did you think was weird as a kid, but you now appreciate? Okay, so yeah, lots of emphasis on family with this first reading, and just needing to sort of be in that nostalgic energy, and reflecting on the things that mean a lot to you, whether it be a tradition or a significant meal or just spending that quality time. That is something that needs to be attended to for this weekend. Okay, all right, so let's close out with our affirmation. So, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. So, perhaps for some of you, you just sort of need that reminder of like what it feels like to be loved by family, right? Like with this card, with I'm assuming it's mother and child embracing each other. Like sometimes you just need that sense of comfort from loved ones. And so, planning this trip will be a great reminder of that. And for others, this may be a situation where like you're, not sure if it is even possible that you'll be able to spend time with your loved ones over the holidays. And so the best thing that you can do right now, instead of worrying about what won't happen or what can't happen, just be open to miracles, be open to all possibilities, because you just never know what may present itself that would allow you to be able to make this happen. Okay? So that is your reading pile number 1. I hope that it resonated with you. And if so, please be sure to like this video and also share it with others that you think might benefit from it. Okay? All right. So next we are going over to pile number 2. All right, if you selected pile number 2, this is your reading. So let's start with our self-care oracle cards. So we have create art. All right, so do something creative, get your hands messy, do some drawing, some painting, maybe some molding of clay, totally up to you. And dance. Okay, so I'm feeling like creative dance, like using dance as a form of expression, maybe something that is of interest to you. And so if you're someone who enjoys dancing and like to express yourself through dance, then this weekend would be a great time to do that. Maybe pick up a fitness class this weekend. For me personally, I like to do Zumba, and so maybe that is something I will do this weekend. But whatever it is for you, just use this as an opportunity to really express yourself. Even like praise dancing, if you're someone who does that at church, just sort of using dance as a way to express yourself. Or even if it's, if you want to get a little bit intimate, maybe expressing yourself through dance, for your partner. However that resonates for you, that is what Spirit is calling for you to do this weekend, to just really express yourself through art, and dance is most certainly a form of art. So throw on some music and just start swaying and just sort of see where, your body takes you. I feel like that is going to be a very releasing, that's what I'm getting, like just sort of releasing some stagnant energy, releasing negative thoughts. If you had a hard week, like dance will definitely help to shake off, those bad vibes. So definitely feeling like that would be something that's going to help you. Okay. All right. So what is your journal prompt for this weekend? Or reflective prompt, however you decide to use it. So what movie have you watched more than 3 times? Interesting. All right. Not sure how that fits into the reading yet, but we're going to keep going. What is something creative you did when you were younger that you no longer do? Why don't you do it anymore? I feel like this card, we've definitely gotten it in the past for other weekend remedy videos, but nonetheless, maybe dance was something that you did do in the past, like a way of expressing yourself. Or if you did other types of arts and crafts, like this is a great weekend for you to tap into that, and really ask yourself, why did I stop doing this? Because if it's something that you enjoy, if it's something that, brings you happiness, like why not make time for it? Even if it's just an hour or, 2 hours in a week, like that's still something that helps to feed your soul. And so either way, create some time for yourself and, do something creative and fun. Okay. All right. So let's close out with your affirmation card. So, my happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. So one of the things that comes to mind, and actually this came to me when I was talking about dance, but I didn't necessarily say it, but at least not to this extent. Anyway, dance is definitely a way to increase your happiness, to help sort of alleviate any negative energy, negative thoughts, because it forces you to get out of your head and into your body, right? And so if you're looking for a way to just release, moving your body, or even just moving your hands if you're doing something creative, with clay, that may also be helpful, but just doing something that will allow you to, be more present, to be more in the here and now, because that is what will help your vibration. That's what will help you to bring forth the things that you truly desire versus the focus on the things that you don't want, right? So either way, the happier you are, the more, the greater your signal that goes out to the universe that, helps to bring in the things that you want. Hopefully that made sense. Nonetheless, that is your reading, pile number 2. I hope that it resonated with you, and if so, please be sure to like this video as well as share it with others, okay? And now we will start with pile number 3 reading. All right, pile number 3, this is your reading. So let's start with your self-care oracle cards over here. So we have Connect with Fire and Intuition. Okay, this is a very interesting combination. What I'm getting is like, in terms of connecting with fire, maybe doing some like candle work, like either lighting a candle and watching the flame dance and just sort of go into a meditative trance or visualization trance, or even just lighting a candle and doing your normal meditating with your eyes closed. That's what's coming to me right now. And I'm feeling like in doing so, there may be some downloads that you get that are just sort of waiting for you, like that spirit has been trying to share with you, but perhaps you've been sort of too caught up and busy that you haven't been able to, connect with the divine. And so, with fire, that can certainly help to, especially with the white candle. Like personally, whenever I do anything, whether it be like connecting with spirit through my readings and things like that, I tend to use a white candle personally. That's something that may be helpful for you, but just sort of lighting that candle and just creating a opening to connect with spirit, in a way that's a little bit stronger than, doing it without a candle. For example, I know that like when I do my readings, lighting a candle can certainly help me to tap in a little bit more. And so, for some of you, that may also be the case. So, consider using fire in that regard as well. In terms of intuition, like there's something here that, like needing to go within, needing to sort of check in with yourself is what I'm getting. And so again, perhaps it's a situation where you light a candle and do some meditating and just sort of see where your intuition shares with you, or see if there's any like specific messages from, your guides or from your higher self. And actually this card sort of reminds me of like, sitting around the fire with your guides, right? And, just connecting with them and asking them questions and, seeing what advice they can offer you at this time with whatever situation you may be dealing with. I certainly feel like that is definitely a message for some of you, for someone out there, of, doing some visualization of like, having a campfire with your guides and, seeing what messages they have for you. So again, that's definitely the case for some of you. But ultimately just sort of creating that time to just go within. Like, I feel like that's the ultimate message. And, however you choose to use fire will definitely help to create a stronger bridge or connection, whether it be with the divine or with your guides or, whoever's trying to, connect with you. It could be a loved one. It could be, your angels, whatever the situation may be. Fire will definitely be helpful. All right. So your reflection card for journaling or just thinking. So the first question is, when was the last time you truly felt appreciated? That's a really good one. When was the last time you felt appreciated? Whether it be by family, by friends, at work, spend some time reflecting on that. And then the other question is, what do you normally take for granted? So yeah, I'm also feeling like gratitude. The need to maybe do some gratitude journaling would also be helpful at this time. Just sort of expressing the things that you're grateful for, and maybe why you're grateful for those things. Okay. All right. Last but not least, we have our affirmation card. I recognize that I have chosen fear and I choose again. I choose love. Interesting. So, perhaps some of your decisions that you've been making, the past couple of weeks have been driven by fear, right? Have been driven by, your ego just sort of being like, no, you should be doing this, or you should be doing that, or whatever the situation may be. And so what is being asked of you is to approach things from a place of love. And so perhaps that's what, your guides want to remind you of. Perhaps that's what, your intuition is, trying to remind you of just choosing love, choosing to do things from a place of love versus a place of fear. Okay, pile number 3. So that is your reading. I hope that it resonated with you. And if so, please be sure to like this video as well as share it with someone that you think may, enjoy watching it. Okay? All right, so that wraps up this weekend remedy video. Again, I hope that one of these readings resonated with you. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your weekend. All right? See ya.